On the list of things I absolutely have to do and can't ignore, right? How many of those are there? And how many are these things where I can kick the can down the road for a little while because it's unclear, right? And I might add like a slight flavor to that third one of which, in addition to currency products, but which other products are in or out of scope, and can I just ignore those for a little while? Because the way this is constructed is the regulator will literally post a list of this kind of interest rate swap now needs to be centrally cleared. This kind of interest rate derivative now needs to be cleared. This kind of currency derivative now needs to be cleared, right? And so far, the list is credit derivatives, not commonly used by corporates, and then and that's very directed at Wall Street as opposed to Main Street, and then interest rate, vanilla interest rate products. And so the question is, as the regulator goes down that list and starts identifying products, you'll get answers to that fundamental question, what do I have to do right now? But to Ed's point earlier, that's the list of what do I have to do right now as a direct consequence, what is legally in force right now. The better question and the more common question, and the question that most corporates in our experience are missing or delaying inappropriately and unhelpfully, is what are the indirect costs, and when are they going to manifest in the bank's changed behavior?
I think you've hit the nail on the head, Chris, because what you've talked about is three areas of uncertainty with regards to how the regulations might directly affect end users of derivatives. What we're seeing again is both with the things that are known and the things that are a little unclear at this point with regards to direct impact the regulations could have on end users. End users have been spending time with their legal counsel, with their advisors, and making decisions with regards to how they're going to handle those direct areas as they come live. The real uncertainty lies in, as we've been talking about, what kind of impact are the regulations going to have directly on the dealers of derivatives, that in turn the dealers are going to expect me as an end user to execute or clear my derivatives differently than I do today. And that's the area that, again, we're starting to see treasurers and CFOs of corporations who are end users of derivatives starting to spend some time thinking about, what can I glean from my banks? What can I ask my banks? What kind of information can I gather with regards to what their expectations might be on a going forward basis? And accordingly, as I think about their expectations, what they might ask me to do, they might prefer me to do, certainly not what they can require me to do from a regulatory perspective, because this is not about direct regulation, it's about the impact on the dealer counterparty. As they start to think about the potential answers to those questions, they're starting to think about their infrastructure, their operations, their controls, their liquidity, and starting to think about what their options look like going forward in terms of how they'll execute and clear their derivatives. I will say this, unlike a lot of other areas where CFOs and treasurers basically look at the economics of a transaction and say, we'll figure out the accounting, this is definitely an area where in the course of the conversations that we've been having with treasurers and CFOs, as they've started the process of thinking through, do they want to avail themselves of being able to execute derivatives on an exchange and clear through a clearinghouse? They're not saying, if it simply makes more sense from a bottom line perspective, we'll figure out the accounting. They are definitely spending some time thinking about the cost benefit of not just the pricing of the derivative on an exchange and clearing through a clearinghouse, but the costs associated with having to do the additional work to apply hedge accounting going forward.